Hey, everybody, and Happy New Year. It is Sunday, January 5th. Oh my God, is it January 5th? Happy New Year's, everybody. It is the first Pardonable Live of 2025. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, didn't even think about it, but here we are, guys, starting the year off extra happy, extra positive because Elon told me to. And so that's what we're doing, guys. I got a ton to cover tonight. I wasn't here last week, even though I told you I would be. I lied, but that's what happens when the holidays roll up. But I'm back. I'm back. You're back. We're all back. We're all having a good time. 2025 is start off with a bang, pun intended. I know that's a little insensitive to what happened this week, along with some of the other stories. We're going to cover all of that, and hopefully, I have some jokes to kind of ease up on what an awful year we've started off with, and maybe we can come out this whole thing H1-Be positive. That's the title of tonight. We're going to be talking about the H1-Be visas, that whole controversy, how MAGA's on fire. We're going to talk about the terrorist attacks. We're going to talk about the Biden awards. We're going to talk about how Dems have their own conspiracies brewing up, and I'm all here for it, guys. Super excited. We're going to have a good time tonight, guys. Just so you know, I don't know if you know this, but I'm also now streaming on Rumble. Rumble finally got their act together. I'm joking, but I'm fine. I finally got my act together. I think I'm streaming on. I should be streaming on Rumble, and catch this, and TikTok. I think I'm streaming live on TikTok. All the TikTokers. So either way, you got Rumble, you got TikTok, you got YouTube, you got old X, aka Twitter, and Twitch. So if you've got an account on any of those and you want to help a brother out, hop on over there and like and subscribe. Let's get more people on the Pardonable train. This moving down the tracks in 2025. I got a bunch of other stuff in store, not just doing Pardonable lives. I'm going to be doing live stuff, but not just this Sunday night show. Even though we know this will be the best thing I'm ever going to do. It's the best thing so far. It's the only thing I'm really proud of, and I'm not even sure if I should be. That's how we do here. Let me adjust my screen, guys. I'm excited. If you're excited with me for 2025, go and hit that like and subscribe. You know the drill. We're starting this off on the right note. And if you're like, hey, you know what, my tax return isn't coming in yet, but I'm banking on it, you can also go to pardonwilllive.com. Right here, I got pulled up is my little gallery here. So if you're a big nerd and you're like, hey, I like nerd artwork, guys, this is all handmade. Although I'm selling prints on Etsy, and so there's also the originals on Etsy too, but they're a little bit more pricier. And say you're a big fan of let's scroll down. Let's pick something random. And I was Spider-Man. No one's a fan of Spider-Man. Let's go something off the wall. If you like Rick and Morty, right here, I got the portal gun. There's some supernatural stuff. I got some sweet home. Either way, guys, it's artwork. You know, that's what I do. This is my bread and butter. Not talking politics and news on live stream. I'm not. I'm a better artist than I am a podcaster. That's the truth. But also, I'm not too bad at either. Or I refuse to acknowledge that. I'm extremely not aware, not self-aware, and I'm just still doing it. I'm going to do it on into 2025, guys. It's been one heck of a week. And I was like, well, there's so much stuff to cover. I got a lot of stuff I'm going to pack in, so I'm not going to rant too long on each individual topic. I'm just going to cover the basis, give you guys my thoughts. We're going to chit chat about it. The chat is open, so if you got something to say, go and type it in there. Chances are I'll read it aloud. So if you're like, well, I don't want him to read this, then don't put it in the chat, or put, please don't read this, and then say what you want in the chat. I still might read it, but I will say, please don't read this before I read your chat message. So either way, the chat's open. Feel free to talk to me on whatever platform you're on. Again, Rumble. Don't know if that's working right. I can't check it because I'm live streaming. TikTok, same thing. I can't hop on the old TikTokers and check, see if I'm live streaming there. But if you are watching this on Rumble or TikTok, feel free to write a comment. Say, hey, I'm catching this in on the old TikToks. Just so I know. I'm not a tech guy, guys. Do I look like I have an H1-B visa that I got here? Nope. And not a tech guy, not very good at it. Guys, I figured for you, all the fans, all you jabronis out there, you're like, you know what? The one thing we got to start 2025 off with as far as news goes is we got to bring in some Morning Joe. Now, here's the story about the Morning Joe thing. Keep reiterating. Right around at the election, once Trump got elected in November, Morning Joe decided they were never going to ever post any clips or videos on X again. I don't know if it was like, well, they just kept getting roasted by me and all my fellow Xers, because every time they put a Morning Joe clip, the comments were just like, guys, they were brutal. They were brutal. I may or may not participate in that, but either way, they're brutal. They just stopped playing clips. So I actually had to go to YouTube and watch an episode of Morning Joe just to pull this clip out and edit it down. But either way, I figured we start 2025 off with a little bit of nostalgia, since I can't find any Morning Joe clips anymore. I figured we start off with a Morning Joe clip. Check this out. Morning Joe's interviewing this famous politician. I forgot his name. It'll say it in the bottom. And another famous Democrat politician. Either way, they're Democrats, and he's asking them what they thought about the election. Now that we got another one coming up in 2 years, how are the Democrats going to solve their conundrum of losing horrifically to old Trumpers? So check this clip out. I'm going to try not to interrupt it, but you guys know I'm going to interrupt it, and we're just going to chit chat about it.
You all have been in politics most of your adult life. I have for most of my adult life. We understand that elections are won and lost, and another election is coming right away. But James, I want to talk to you about the fact that right now there's so much second guessing, so much fighting, there's so much carping going on. If you go out and make a suggestion, there are going to be 1,200 people yelling and 1,200 people on the other side. What's your advice to not only Democrats, but independents and Republicans that want to see a different outcome 2 years from now?
Well, definitely. The first thing I would do in terms of this campaign, when a plane crashes, they don't say, let's look forward and forget about it. They say, no, let's go find out. Maybe the flaps were set at the wrong angle, or could have been a maintenance problem, or was it? So you find out. And I don't think we need to, but I think we need to find out. I think it was over $3 billion spent on our side. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? What got wasted? Where was the area of concentration? I mean, with a military operation, if you got the title table wrong, they're going to come back and investigate and say, what did we, you didn't figure this out, or where the troops were going to land, or anything else. I mean, you represented the Naval Air Station in Pensacola. You think if they fly one in and drink, how many investigations they're going to have? Because you got to find out where was the bug and fix it. So I do think some analysis, a retro look at what happened in 2024 can have some value.
Good God, guys. I know he's old, so I don't want to be an ageist. That was a long way around just saying we should probably just look at what happened. Like, that was a long rant about, hey, why don't we just, what did we do wrong? So old Joey Scarborough's like, hey, James, what do you think we could do different? And he went on a 20-minute rant about how we should just, we should go find out what we should do different. Either way, I'm just picking on him. Loved him in Old School. Great movie. Great time. Didn't know who he was till I saw the movie Old School. And now covering politics for the past year. Didn't really see him that much either. And it looks like he's been retired and hanging out on the, I would say beach, but he's extremely pale. Probably should get that checked out. But let's continue. Anyway, I just thought that was a long rant for him to say. We should go back and look at what we did wrong.
Terry, any thoughts about what Democrats, independents, Republicans who want a different outcome 2 years from now, what do they need to do now?
We got to talk to people at home about the issues that they actually care about. Bill Clinton always talked about quality of life, jobs, personal income going up, and we're missing it. I mean, obviously that message did not resonate in the last presidential election.
All right, guys, I'm going to interrupt it right now. Here's the difference between what you saw the old geriatric guy right before this and this guy. And I wish I could call Terry McCullough up and be like, bro, I understand that you script things, like you have these things thought out. I mean, I understand professional people do that. I don't. That's why I rant on nonsense for an hour on Sunday nights at 8:30, Barnwell Live. But that whole thing is like, we need to talk about what the people really talk about. It's like, I've heard this so many times that we need to get back to tabletop issues. We need to reach the people what they're talking about. He sounds like completely scripted. He sounds like a politician because he is a politician. So number one, the first thing I would do is maybe not go back to the old guy and rant 20 minutes about while saying nothing. I mean, that's a Kamala playbook. And this guy just comes out with like the polished, this is what the normal politician thing would say. He's not really saying anything either. He's just saying, hey, we should go back and talk about the things other people are talking about. But, and I know I interrupted, and you guys hate when I do that. I'm going to let it play out, but you're going to see he's going to keep talking, and he's going to be saying absolutely nothing.
We got to talk to people about how you make their lives better, quality of life, fixing their roads, giving them health care, great education, personal income up. And that's what we've been about. That's what our party's been about in our whole history. And we can't get off in these side tangents and let other people define what your message is. Stand up and fight for what you believe in. And we got to do that harder.
And by the way, James, you know, when I
All right. So it basically was like, hey, we lost touch. We should talk to people about the things that they want to believe in. At what point in time did you get off on that one? Because I think the Democrats really tried hard. They just didn't know what the people were. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just didn't understand what the people. Maybe that's what he's trying to figure out. It's like what were the people into? Because I'm pretty sure the Democrats, even if I recall this, when Kamala started running, she hit like tabletop issues. She went flat out with the tabletop issues and was like, hey, you know, talking about inflation. She kept talking about how she was a middle class person that mowed their yard all the time or something, some nonsense like that. She talked. They hammered in on the tabletop issues. The problem was no one believed them because they sound like liars, and you sound like a liar when you come out with this spieled, polished thing this old Terry McCullough did. Let's continue.
A lot of people told me,
I'm pretty sure
you're way too conservative for me, but I'm going to vote for you anyway because I feel like you understand me, you understand my family. You know, sometimes there's so much talk about ideology, but you look at Fetterman in Pennsylvania. You look, Democrats won a seat in Arizona. Gallego, he's progressive. But people weren't thinking he's progressive. They were thinking he gets me, right? Yeah, isn't that what it's about?
It is. And Ruben, Senator-elect Gallego was the first person I heard him say, I don't know anybody uses the term Latinx. I think he was born in Mexico. If he did, it was 2 feet on the other side of the border. But the biggest problem we have, Joe, to large numbers of people in this country, they don't even think about Democrats. They just think we're an urban old party. Terry was governor of Virginia. I have a place out in the Shenandoah Valley. If you talk to them about Democrats, they would be confused. And we have to reconnect with rural, small-town, mid-city America. You look at this, I don't know what it is, a tragedy in New York about this United Healthcare, but what it is exposed that people do not like these health insurance companies. There should be a bill right now to introduce the Healthcare Insurance Access Act of 2025. Right? If you just tell people you see them,
right?
I know your struggles. You're gonna do.
All right, so that was fun, and that was completely idiotic. Actually, I kind of want to go back. No, we're not gonna go back to the geriatric. Did you hear what he just said? He was like, we're number one. He was like, we're not reaching the middle America. Well, because you called them all racists and you said that they were just maggots and, they're still trying to figure out white rural rage over in the government right now. So he's got a point. Maybe we should slow down on the rhetoric. The Latinx thing, I think Democrats got rid of that in 2022. No one brought that up again. The only people that kept bringing that up were Trumpers and the MAGA base, because it was the most ridiculous thing that ever came out, on top of all the other ridiculous stuff that we don't even need to get into. That was ridiculous, but they didn't bring that up all of 2024. I don't think I heard the term Latinx at all, except for maybe on Twitter. But the last thing he just said, he goes, people are really frustrated with healthcare. What we need to do is make a bill about we're going to provide healthcare and puppies. And that'll let the people know that we see you. We understand your issues. Guys, here's the problem. They do this all the time. The Safe Care Act. And they come up with these stupid, idiotic bills. They slap a name on it for midwits and low IQ people to kind of be like, oh, this has to be what this bill's about. Look at the title of it. Of course, that's what this bill's for. And then you open it up and it's like the complete opposite. So he's basically saying our lying was not good lying. And he's not wrong. Their lying wasn't good lying. But he's literally just saying we should just keep lying to them. We should just get better at it. And Mr. Carville's right about that. They should get better at lying. The problem is, internet's here, guys. And politicians lying is going to get a lot harder if it hasn't already gotten to the up peak of difficulty for them at this point in time. I mean, that's just not even. We're going to get into the terror attacks that we had this week and the storm that's created. But that's what I love about these old guys. They're playing politics the way they did back in 1970s and keep doing it. It's definitely not working. So if you want to continue on this track of being like maybe we lied to them, but we didn't lie hard enough, keep going, because as long as the internet's still running, I'm going to have a show to do. So let's go. The Affordable Care Act 2.0. Make sure we name it something. Throw a little extra in there, like Affordable Care Act, Free Ukraine, puppies and kittens for everybody. Make that the title. And then, have something where you send money to a completely different. Well, no, you can send money to Ukraine. I mean, it's not like they even care about lying to you. Every time they're like, hey, Congress, should we send money to Ukraine? The whole entire place stands up and applauds. Like, this is what the American people want, right? This is, I was told it was. Yeah, it's completely ridiculous. We have a comment coming in from Legacy Zach. Going to sum it up for you perfectly. Progressive media is utterly retarded. And it is. But to be honest, that it's utterly. Everything other, all kinds of other media. I don't know, progressive. What does progressive media mean anyway? Well, here's why I push back a little bit on you, Zach. Because one progressive media company seems to be picking up on a little bit something, and either okay, maybe it's still retarded. Let's keep that word going. It definitely describes this, but seems like they're waking up to something else. So here's the second clip, and I thought this was this is a bit of a more positive note that we're moving in the right direction, because some people outside of the geriatrics that still think the politics is ran the same way it was. Some of the younger people in the progressive media are starting to wake up, and I'm excited for it, guys. I want to be positive. I don't want to just be positive this year. I want to be H1-Be positive this year. That's how I want to be this year. And so here's a cool uplifting story. Hopefully Elon's watching, so my credit score goes up. Here is an uplifting story for you guys to watch.
I've never read a quote that resonated with me more than this one does. So I'm going to read it. Okay. So you don't get red pilled overnight. It's the issues that affect your everyday life first, and then you connect them with people, and then you connect it with a party. That is so true. And that is what I was trying to get across to people. When you're affected day to day by quality of life issues, and all you hear from the Democratic Party is shut up, no, it's not happening, and if it's happening, it's not that big of a deal. Man, that really does red pill people. It builds resentment toward the party. And I really think that Democrats need to pivot away from that, because they're gonna keep losing if they think that that type of treatment of voters, that type of disrespect toward voters is gonna get them in.
Yeah, she said it perfectly. She said it perfectly right there. And that's something Carville didn't pick up on. At least she knows. And guys, that's not CNN. CNN's not progressive media. That's like TYT. That's about as progressive as you can get. Like on the off the rails progressive. Now you can go watch Jimmy Dore. He's a bit progressive, but he got red pilled a long time ago. But now even the progressive media is starting to be like, no. So I don't know what their game is. They're going to continue to run with whatever thing that they got going on. They're not going to switch to MAGA. Well, I don't know. Anna Kasparian might switch to a MAGA side, but old Cenk Uygur, the other guy that runs TYT, not going to switch. But I do like the fact that they're talking about being red pilled, and they're calling out the lights. I don't care. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Independent. I don't Green Party. None of that. I don't really care. Parties are stupid. Let's just be honest. Parties are dumb. What I care about is you critically think, and that's it. And I like the fact that Anna, for her being a Democrat, instead of her going like, we should lie better, At least she's like, we should grift harder. Grifting is a better virtue than lying, I would say. That's probably wrong. They're probably both as bad. They're both equally bad. Yeah, they're both equally bad. But either way, Anna Kasparian coming in hot, talking about being red pilled and saying it like it is. So I agree with her 100%. Democrats, if you want a better party, and trust me, I don't want you to have a better party. I go back to the same thing every time. I like the two-party system. I just think it should be Republicans versus Libertarians. I think the adults in the room can have a chit chat about what rights are and how big the government should really be. I think that would be better. And the Democrats can be over with the Green Party at the kids' table. That's initially. Once you start doing the Latina X and all the hormone treatment stuff, you got kids' table. Although, do we really want Democrats sitting with the kids? Actually, let's pull that back. They get their own table. Democrats should no longer. They get their own Democrat table. Out of the way, just out of the way. And I think that's where we should be right back. Zach is coming in with another great suggestion. Should we take voting privileges away from the geriatric boomers and Gen Z? Now that are they one and the same? Things are cyclical. The geriatric boomers, a bit of a weak men create hard times. Gen Z, are we about to make good times and then Gen Z is going to be the weak people coming? I don't know. But yes, I do agree. I think we should take voting privileges away. If we take the voting privileges away from geriatric boomers, here's the thing. Democrats will never win again. Not because the old people are voting. It's because dead people vote for Democrats. And so if if geriatric boomers, alive or dead, are not allowed to vote for Democrats, then there wouldn't be much left. Maybe just Gen Zers. So maybe Zach is right. Maybe we should take that. He's gonna follow up. That's actually pretty good. Only property owners that aren't on public entitlement programs such as SS should get to vote. Interesting point. Now, what concludes property? Because if I'm living in, are we talking about land property? Because if I'm living in my van down by the river, I think I should be able to get a vote, right? I think that would, because technically that's property. What if it's a tent? What if it's on public? What if you're in a public park but you own the tent? How does that work? I don't know how that works. Either way, Zach, great point. I'm one of those guys that thinks it should be harder. I don't care how it works. It should definitely be harder to vote. I think America would benefit. I think for the people that wouldn't be able to vote, it would benefit them if it was harder for people to vote. So any way that makes voting slightly harder, I'm all in for that one. Let's go with that one. Whatever makes. But again, voting's kind of dumb too. So I don't know what to tell you guys. All right. So the big thing that I think the Democrats aren't going to figure out is trust is lost in the media, progressive or mainstream. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Morning Joe. No one trusts these guys anymore. I'm starting to incline to be more trusting of the TYT as long as Anna keeps dropping some truth bombs, and they don't even have to be good. That wasn't like something awe-inspiring that she said. It's like the low-hanging fruit. It's just so not used to seeing people say stuff like that. Like when you're red-pilled by everyday things, maybe you should start considering what your bad policies if your homeless encampments are taking over the streets. But they can't see that because they think their policies are good. I think Democrats think their policies are actually good. So let them run. Let them keep lying. Let's go with the Jim Cramer, not Jim Cramer. No, it's the same person. I don't know. They're both Jerry. I don't know. What was that guy's name? James Carville. The guy from old school. That's how I know him. We're going to keep up with him. All right, moving right along. So like I said, we got a ton to cover and already moving real quick through here. So the other thing that everyone's already talked about, and I figured that would be like, I don't know if I should bring up the terrorist attack because everyone's already talked about it, and that was a sealed deal. No more new information's come out about wrong. New information keeps coming out every day. So let's talk about the first one, the New Orleans one. That was was it a psyop? Is it a psyop, or did they take something and try to turn it into a psyop? I don't know. You know how I don't know? Because all the people who are in charge are completely unclear about the facts. And it seems like they're constantly doing this on purpose. Again, going back to the trust thing. That's why I'm going to blow right through these. Here's the other thing about the New Orleans. This is the sad note. I mean, no, it's sad. Like I'm trying. All right, let's just be upfront, guys. I'm going to be making jokes about this, and it's a terrible situation. It's not a laughing matter, but it's Sunday night. It's 8:30. It's Pardon Live, and so the whole point of this is to bring some levity to a heck of a year starting off, and that's what we're going to do. So the tragedy. It's a tragedy for sure, but let's talk about the other tragedy that no one wants to talk about. Because on the same day that this ISIS guy, if he was even an ISIS guy, I don't know if you guys saw that walkthrough of his apartment that they did. Definitely looked like a movie set. I'm not going to tinfoil hat it just yet. But again, it's news. I have a hard time trusting anything anymore, especially after Biden came out and coined the term cheap fakes, which isn't even a thing. And so how am I supposed to, how do I know if that apartment wasn't a cheap fake, whatever that is? Either way, moving on. The other tragedy that no one talks about the New Orleans is that the same day over in Las Vegas, that Tesla truck, Cybertruck blew up. And we know all the details about that, don't we? Nope, nothing about that. That's getting weirder by the day. But could you imagine you're this guy and you're like, New Year's Eve, everyone's going to know my name. I'm going to be the biggest news story. And it's going to dominate the news headlines for the next month. And it's exactly what my terrorist brain wants me to do. And he does it. And then lo and behold, totally wiped off the map hours later with a Tesla truck out in front of the Trump hotel. And the problem was, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of problems already. But the real thing that had to bug him, do I have this pulled up? I think I have this pulled up. Is the iconic photo that came with it. Oh, let's do this. You guys can't see it. I don't know if you can see that now. Let's I got to show you this iconic photo that we all let's see if this is totally bad production. This guy, you imagine you're a terrorist for ISIS and you're like, hey, I'm going to go blow something. I'm going to kill a bunch of people. And on the same day, this thing happens. And all the news gets shifted over because I don't know if there was an iconic. There were some iconic photos about, and when I say iconic, I'm not glorifying it. I'm just saying like this is one of those iconic photos, like the Trump mugshot and the fight picture. Like these, there's always throughout history, there's these iconic photos. The guys holding up the flag at Iwo Jima. This is going to be one of those because this has a lot to say. If a picture was 1,000 words, this would be at least 100. You imagine if you're a terrorist and on the same day, your handler must be pissed. We were planning that New Orleans thing for months now and just completely overshadowed by a Tesla with fireworks. Guys, going back to the trust thing, that thing keeps coming out. I don't know if you saw the Sean, I think it's the Sean Ryan show. That thing came out and they're like, we got this email from him the day before. And then everyone opens up the email and it looks like it was made in a Word document. And we're like, I don't know if I can trust that. And they're all CIA operatives. They're former and current CIA operatives. And even then they're like, I don't trust the government with anything anymore. You're like, wait, so the government doesn't trust the government? How are we, the people, supposed to trust them? And the news media is in bed with the government, but the government doesn't trust the news media. And so, guys, this is the world we live in. And to be honest, I'm actually, this might not be a bad thing. No, it's a bad thing for sure. But now that we're here, now we're at the moment in 2025 where Trump wins, no matter, even though the media came out and was like, he's new age Hitler. He's going to put everybody back in the chains. He wants to kill Liz Cheney in a firing squad. All the stuff that they constantly, 41 counts. Dude, they threw everything at him. They even threw some bullets at him. And he still wins. Like no one trusts the media anymore. That was if anything, and everyone's like, well, it's a mandate. Trump won by a mandate. This is my personal belief. I don't think it was so much of a mandate that we want Trump in so bad. Because what I really wanted was I want to see the mainstream media fall apart. And they're doing it. Well, no, they're not doing it. I don't know how they still have money. I have no idea where their money comes from. Pfizer. But they're big funders. Got to dry up at some point in time, or they're going to shift start paying something else. But there's no way that these people are going to be able to think that they're going to win anything in 2022 running the same gameplay. Like you saw old James Carville say, we got to run the same play down the field. We just got to do it with more oomph. It's basically what he said, more oomph, more passion behind our lies. That'll get the American people on board. Or you just start telling the truth. I mean, I don't know why people are so against. Why are people so against just getting on and telling the truth? I mean, you don't even have to. You can have fun with it like I do. Go on Sunday nights and just say the true thing. Just make a joke with it. Have fun with it. It's not hard. I'm doing it, guys. I don't do this for a living, and I'm doing it. How come? Well, Carville can't. Because he probably doesn't know how to work his cell phone. But old Joey Scarborough, what's wrong with him telling the truth? I don't know if these people like it. I think they're adverse to truth. And because they're adverse to truth and they have their own agendas and they like to get a paycheck, they're going to continue to run the same playbook. And no one's going to listen to Anna. No one's going to listen to me. No one's going to listen to you. The Democrats are going to keep going with it. And guys, it's not just the Democrats. It's like everybody. It's like everybody. All your politicians, it seems. I mean, if we didn't just see from this Mike Johnson thing, it seems to me that everybody in Congress and Trump and all them, they're all like, hey, we have an agenda, but we can't let the people know about it. The only person that seems to be okay with just being like, oh, I'm just going to say what I want to say is old Mr. Massey. I'm not sure why he's doing it. I don't know. I don't get it. But he was all like, yeah, this Mike Johnson guy's he's a rhino. And everyone else is like, shh, don't tell anybody and just vote for him. I don't know. I to be honest, I think I do know. I think Congress is just trying to buckle up and tighten the belt strings or the belts. Definitely not the purse strings, but tighten up their belt. It would never tighten the purse strings, but tighten up the belt a little bit to kind of bring in unification as Trump gets into office. Because I think people really in Congress are really looking forward to a Trump run. And I am too, but again for different reasons. But that's most likely what it is. And old Massey's up being over there. He's just being a rebel, being stubborn rebel. And I think that's why people like him. And because he doesn't fall in line. And I like people who don't fall in line. Guys, that's what Trump is. I mean, is sort of. Depends on what line. Just depends on what line. But yeah, for the most part, doesn't fall in line on some things. And I'm fine with that. You got to take the little wins. Guys, we're trying to be positive here. Trying to be positive. Look on the bright side of things. Speaking of being positive, moving right along. So that iconic photo I just showed you of the Tesla on fire in front of the Trump thing, very emblematic of how this entire past few weeks have been going since I last was on live. The Elon Trump thing with the Congress and the Doge and all that stuff was already speeding up, and you could tell all the people on the left side of the political spectrum were like, yes, 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 Elon Trump fight. But then Elon starts pulling some really funny moves here, and then he starts to want to implement, or at least funny moves. So basically, Elon is, I think, autistic, and that's not a diss because we're all slightly autistic. At least my fans are. Again, most of them are libertarians. And if you don't have autism, you don't really have libertarianism, which is, again, why I think RFK is an agent trying to get rid of libertarians by ruling out vaccines. And so anyway, stupid side rant. Elon's starting to pull some crazy, and people are bucking the system. MAGA's not happy with Elon because he likes H1-B visas. And I don't know if you know this, H1-B visas brings qualified immigrants over to the U.S., all the best and brightest. They just so happen to come from certain Asian countries, all the best and the brightest over to work in the tech industry. America got really mad about that. And then Vivek came out and backed Elon, was like, you know what? All these Americans that grew up on Saved by the Bell and really like Zach Morris, bunch of dum-dums. Should have been a fan of Screech. Heads up, Mr. Vivek. I don't know if you know this, but you know what happened when Screech grew up? The nerdy guy in Saved by, you know what he did? He tried to stab somebody in a bar and went to jail. That's where Screech ended up. Where's Zach Morris? Does anyone know? Where's old Zachy Morris? Probably in Malibu, making music videos or something, living his best life. I don't want to hear any of that nonsense from Vivek about everybody should be going to math tournaments instead of playing football. Again, I don't play football. I think football's dumb, but I think math tournaments are dumb too. You can actually think both are dumb. You don't have to be. I like the American spirit. And what the American spirit tells me is not, oh, it's only football. It's football and math. And then every once in a while, you get the genius, like that Goodwill guy, that Goodwill Hunting guy. And he's a construction worker and he's a genius and likes to solve equations on whiteboards. How do you like them apples, Vivek? How do you like them apples? Guys, in all seriousness, I'm a big fan of meritocracy. I love America. I think America was built off of meritocracy. And I don't care if they bring people in from other countries to run our tech. That's fantastic. Do it. Doesn't really bother me. And they're like, well, David, what about all the American jobs that can be created? Okay, well then, fight for him. If Elon's saying he only wants H1-B visas because Americans are, which I know that's the argument. People are saying, well, there's Americans here can do them. Why don't you hire them? Elon's retort was they like Saved by the Bell characters. They like the wrong, or Vivek's was they like the wrong Saved by the Bell characters. Okay, well, here's what my suggestion is: all of the Americans with the American spirit, keep doing what you're doing. And if Elon is wrong about this, then Elon will find out the hard way. And to be honest, I do think he's wrong about this. Not because there's certain people coming from a certain category. Guys, I'm an individualist to the core. I don't care what you look like or where you come from. I really think it's all based on individual level, individual people. And that's what makes me a terrible podcast host and a terrible person on Twitter, because I don't fall into any camps. That's why I'm here talking to you, because I don't play these stupid games. I don't play the racist game. I don't play the games where it's all these particular groups of people and Elon hates Americans, and I don't care. I don't play them. I think they're dumb. I think they're childish. That's the truth behind it. If Elon wants to bring in a bunch of people from other countries to run his tech companies, have at it, Hoss. And hopefully your company does well. And if Americans want to hire more Americans, I think they should. I think this H1-B visa is a stupid distraction from the completely open border that we have right now. That one would make a lot more sense for us to be chatting about, and not whether or not green cards are good. And guys, Trump never went back on this. I covered this months ago when Trump was like, hey, if they come in and they go to college and they get a degree, I'm giving them a green card. We want the best and the brightest in America. I understand that sentiment. If Elon wants to look at America like a football team and we got to win, so we just need to import, all kinds of people from other countries so our team wins, he's concerned about the team winning. Okay, I know what your avenue is. But I also understand why Americans are like, no, we want the American spirit behind this. People buy American for a reason. It's because they believe in the country as a whole. And where legal immigrants come into that, I have no idea. Again, I'm not a politician, nor am I a real political pundit. I'm just an idiot that happens to go live at 8:30 on Sunday nights, part of my life. Thanks. Definitely tune in, like, and subscribe. Well, not just that. So Elon did that, and if things couldn't get any worse with the MAGA base, if the Tesla wasn't on fire in front of Trump Hotel, if the MAGA base couldn't get mad at Elon Vivek anymore, Elon decided that a bunch of people that happen to have very interesting views got their blue checks removed. And that was a big uproar. And that was just like at the middle of the week. And then right here at the weekend, he says he's implementing something that would help positive affirmations, just positivity on the old X.com, Twitter.com. He wants the algorithm to push positivity. And so if you make any negative comments, or you're always talking bad about stuff, or you just have negative, you're going to be pushed down. And this is right off the heels of a bunch of people who bucked up against Elon's take on H1-B visas. They're like, hey, I think this is a dumb take, Elon. Oh, all my blue check went away. And then he's coming out with, we should be more positive. It definitely seems like Elon went to the sandbox, hopped in with everybody else. Sandbox is a bad analogy. Elon decided to play basketball, sticking on the sports thing. Decided to play basketball with everybody on Twitter. And when they were like, Elon, you suck at basketball, he took his ball and he's going home, or he's going to the other court where it's nothing but people who say positive things. Guys, you can go. Well, I did. I went on Grok and asked them what my social credit score was. And as it told me that it's not a social credit score, it also said my score was 38, which I was like, that seems pretty low. I'm actually pretty positive online. I might be one of the more positive people out there. I thought it was low, and I found out I think it's just an automated thing. Everyone got divided up into either like 38 or 65, and then all of that other stuff. So I don't even think that's legit. Um, and so I don't know, but either way, this social credit score thing came in on the heels of all of the H1-B visa thing, the blue check thing being left. So it's been one heck of a week over on the Twitter sphere. And everybody's been fighting, and everybody's been going after your favorite pundits too. So here's the next thing that happened. Actually, before we go, we got a few comments. I gotta hop in here real quick. We got True Hype coming in, but Will, if you don't play stupid games, how you win stupid prizes? Good point. I've got plenty of stupid prizes. I don't need to play any more games. That's for True. Said, man, I'm going to miss saying retard on Twitter. Well, you can still say it, just no one will see it, according to Elon. No one will see when you say the word retard. And Zach says 38 Club. I know. Apparently, there was like 6 options Grok could give you, and it was either you got a 100. Dude, I didn't bring this tweet up, but somebody asked Grok who would get the highest score out of the Elon score rate, and it was like, and again, I think this is fake, but it said Barack Obama for positivity. He would have got the high score, and then it asked who would have got the lowest score, and it was Donald Trump. So I was like, well, Grok is awesome, and I appreciate that. So all you 38 Club out there, just know Trump's in here with us. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. What does that say about old Trumpers? It's probably him making fun of people again. It's probably Trump saying the word retard all over Twitter. I don't know if he says that word. I don't know if he says, guys, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube. I have no idea. I could not be on YouTube anymore. I have no idea. Well, nope. True Hype and Legacy are coming out on YouTube. So apparently YouTube still got me up. I'm not saying that. Anyway, so people are starting to really battle it out. I know everyone watching this, no one cares about X, but X is kind of real life because everything that happens on X tends to happen in real life just weeks later. People are big mad. They're big mad at Elon and Vivek and Trump and the whole Trump party. MAGA is bucking the system. And this is why I always want to go back to the positivity. I am happy that the MAGA crowd pushed back on Vivek and Elon for one purpose only. And I know I heard a lot of people bring up the sentiment. I'm going to bring it up too because it's worth saying. I like the anti-cult behavior. I understand. Okay, small rant. There's a good argument. Oh my God, I don't know if I should say. Okay, I'm going to use it, but I'm going to go super quick. So we're already pushing time limits. There's a big argument in theology and with churches whether or not denominations are good or not. Within like Protestants and Catholics don't really have denominations, but mostly Protestants. The argument of whether or not we should have denominations, because it seems like the church is divided into multiple different sects. No one agrees. All that good stuff. Here's my argument, and this works the same thing with the MAGA thing. You need unity, but you don't need uniformity. Those are two different things, and people have a tendency to mix up uniformity and unity. They think uniformity is unity. It's not true. Unity is based on principles and core beliefs. Uniformity is everyone's based on principles. Actually, you don't even have to be principled or have your things based on. It's just uniform. You just have to look the same. You have to act the same. It's this thing that Democrats do. Everyone falls in line. Everyone's wearing the same thing. We all repeat the same message, and that's it. Who cares what your belief is? Put your beliefs and principles aside. Everyone follow this. That's uniformity. Unity is totally different. And why I like what the MAGA people are doing to Trump and Vivek right now, I think is absolutely positive. I would join in had I had a harder stance. Again, I think the H1-B visa argument is way down the line. But I definitely think that the unity part is better than having uniformity. If MAGA is a cult that all the Democrats said it was, you would not be seeing what's happening right now. Matter of fact, I was even happy when the libertarians came out and like, where's my libertarian? Guys, we never got a libertarian in the cabinet. I voted for Trump. I didn't vote for Trump because he was going to put a libertarian in the cabinet. Again, love my libertarian friends. If I would be in the libertarian camp if they thought I was a real one. But since I'm not a real libertarian, I can only watch from the outset. And we watched how the libertarians ran their campaigns this year. And so if worst case scenario, if Trump did put a libertarian in his cabinet, probably would have been Chase. And that would have been bad all around. So I'm happy there's no libertarian because worst case scenario, he did put a libertarian, would have been Chase. That's my argument about that. Either way, MAGA's not a cult. They're unified in certain base principles, and Elon and Vivek are finding that out now. And what the real argument is MAGA more about American spirit, or are they more about American meritocracy? And when I say American meritocracy, because America's not, it's not a monolith the way people have presumed it to be. And I think people are battening down the hatches in the MAGA group because they've been pushed against so much. So Elon and Vivek could have done a good job about being quiet on their inner thoughts, their intrusive thoughts about we should just bring in everybody from other countries to have super smart intelligence to run our tech companies. They could have just not said that quiet part out loud, because I think MAGA is a little bit, they're revved up. We'll say the engines are revved up ever since Trump got in. And so that would have been, it would have been best for them to say anything. Either way they did. I like the MAGAs fighting. It's a good thing. It's a good sign for everybody who's on that right side of the camp, libertarian, right-wing, independent. If you're on the MAGA side, the populist side, this is a good thing. Don't get discouraged. These are all good things in the long run. They're good things in the long run. Either way, the one thing that's not a good thing, I gotta say. So moving on, one of the people that came out, because they didn't really say much, they just retweeted something that Elon said about the American spirit that surprised a lot of people, myself included. And I'm going to play a clip because he got called out for this by a lot of his fan base, and a lot of people that aren't his fans, they called this out because it seemed weird that all of a sudden Bernie Sanders was like, yeah, H1-B visas are bad. Based Bernie coming out of nowhere. Bernie Sanders even agreed with the MAGA base, which I thought was weird. But the one person you thought that would didn't. And he had a bit of a meltdown this week. So I thought I'd bring in one of my favorite people. I love this guy. Absolutely favorite. We're going to watch a clip. Sorry, I'm touching the table, shaking the camera. We're going to watch this clip. People came after Alex Jones pretty hardcore. Calling him a shill, calling him a sellout. And out of all the people I think that doesn't deserve it, it's definitely old Alex. Again, this was a holiday week. So he was on vacation. A lot of things happened. And I think he's going to handle it well, but he definitely got caught off guard by not knowing which side to jump on this whole H1-B visa social credit score thing. He didn't choose wisely on this one, and now he's paying for it. Came out last night, had a bit of a meltdown, and he wanted to address it. So I thought we'd watch him addressing this to see what old Alex Jones has to say about how you feel about him siding with Elon and Vivek.
And he's exposing Jeffrey Epstein and the CIA. Hell, last week he put out tweets about the CIA at war with America. God almighty. Jones sold out retweeting that. God, I apologize to all of you. I'm sorry. I sold out. I tried to stop the pedophile rings, the giant Muslim kidnapping rings. I'm sorry. I kissed Elon Musk's ass. We're so close to getting the globalist. I want their...
All right, guys, I got to stop it. Yeah, he don't care. He don't care. He's mad. He's mad that you can't. This is why I love Alex. He don't care. He don't care about which thing, because guess what? He's not even worried about the H1-B visa thing. I mean, I shouldn't pause it. This is not right for me to pause it on Alex the way it is. But to be honest, that the way he looks right now is definitely sums up how he's feeling. Alex is out trying to stop globalists. And he's doing the exact thing that I just did, sort of. He's like, the H1-B visas thing, that's side rant. Like, that doesn't, I don't care at this point in time. That's not that's in the periphery. We'll solve that leaking sieve as soon as the boat's not underwater. And that's basically what he's talking about. Guys, that's my point. Why are we worried about H1-B? And can we chew gum and walk at the same time? Yeah, we can do both. But this fight over H1-B visa thing, I think again, I think it seems, and you guys know I'm going to say it, that seems like a friggin' psyop, along with the Tesla thing, the New Orleans thing. It's just a week of psyops. And I think this H1-B visa thing was a bit of a psyop. Well, I don't think it was a psyop. No, it happened. Elon definitely tweeted that out. Maybe Elon's part of the psyop machine. We can't trust anybody. That goes back to what I was just saying. You can't trust anyone. You can't trust anyone. And now even Alex Jones is a shill. How am I supposed to do anything? I can't even trust Alex Jones. Starting the year off on a bad note. Well, guys, you can trust me. Let's continue this thing off. Let's see what he's got to say. He's going to say something. I'm not sure that might get me kicked off YouTube. I'm going to play it anyway, so I don't know if I'll be who knows what's going to happen? We're going to find out. He's going to say something that could be, I don't know. Either way, it's going to toe the line. Small channel, so
I
YouTube
want
doesn't
their
really care about me.
throat.
But we'll see.
I want that day. And now you can say it. And you guys think you're going to harass Elon Musk and push him off of supporting Trump and divide Trump and Elon? You're not. We have already beaten your ass. Oh, let's continue.
All right, see, that's the point, guys. What's happening here? That's the point. He's just like he's not even worried about that thing. But I do like how he's fired up, and now you know why I paused it where I paused it, because I knew when I hit play he was going to say some things about wanting to do things to the globalists, which I agree with, but I don't know how YouTube feels about it being probably run by reptilians as well. Either way, Alex Jones is pretty upset that you guys want to come after him over something so trivial. I'm actually going to side with Alex on that. It does seem somewhat trivial at this point in time. Now, if you're an American tech guy and you're like, I don't want all these people from other countries coming in taking our jobs, then I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Go do what I do and work with your hands. I got nothing for you. I just do. I definitely am a bit of an individualist, and I'm a free market capitalist. So I like the idea of the best and the brightest taking whatever jobs they can, whatever jobs we give them. Guys, here's the other reason why I'm siding with Alex Jones on this issue. And I know you guys are like, why would David side with Alex Jones? Well, guys, it's a psyop. Guess what? If you go to Alex Jones, thealexjonesstore.com/pardonwill, you can buy some Alex Jones merch, and I'll get a kickback from it. So this is why I'm siding with Alex Jones. I'm on Alex Jones 100%, which makes me inadvertently on the side of Elon and H1-B visas and social credit scores. Get those credit scores up, guys. What do you think this is? Not communist China? No, it's China. Let's go. Everybody start participating, saying positive things. Be H1-B positive, and go to the realalexjonesstore.com/pardonwill. Guys, I know you think that's a bit. That crap's real. That crap is real. I'm shilling for Alex Jones, Elon, and H1-B visas, all because, no, I'm just joking. Here's the thing about that affiliate thing. I don't know if you know about this. Side ran into this real quick. So Alex Jones, and you're gonna be like, how did David get thealexjonesstore.com/pardonwill? How did he get a promo code? It's not a promo code. Not at all. It's less like a promo code, more like a pyramid scheme. Now, here's how it works. Alex was like, hey, if you have a TV show or talk show or you get a following, you might not even have a following on Twitter. You can go to Alex Store, oh my gosh, this is bad branding. thealexjonesstore.com and sign up for the affiliate program, which gives you your own URL. And if you click that link or you go to thealexjonesstore.com/pardonwill and you buy something, I get a kickback percentage from that. So it's encouraging people to get out there and spread the word about the store. It's a genius idea on Alex Jones. I think it's a great idea for him. I think it's smart. Good job on Alex. It's a very dumb idea for everyone who signs up. Because here's the truth. Everyone who actually goes to thealexjonesstore.com to buy anything can easily set their own up. So what are the chances? If you're going to go to Alex Jones store, what's the chance? Say you love Ultimate CMOS supplements and you watch Alex Jones all the time. You've already know about this affiliate program. Why would you go to thealexjonesstore.com/pardonwill and buy Ultimate CMOS supplements when you can have your own affiliate program set up and buy through your own thing? And of course, you're going to get a kickback from yourself, but why wouldn't you be doing the same thing and just posting that link everywhere? Guys, I guarantee everyone who buys something from Alex Jones already has their own affiliate tag. Either way, well, now your boy Pardonwill's got one too. So if you are the 0.1% that doesn't have an affiliate program and you like to shop at Alex Jones store, definitely use my promo, thealexjonesstore.com/pardonwill. Anyway, I love Alex Jones. It's not why I'm shilling for him. I do think he's right on the, well, not the globalist thing. I don't really know what he's talking about on that, but I definitely don't think the H1-B visa thing we can address that at some point in time. Right now, there's a porous border coming in. So are they both bad? Again, I'm not for the H1-B visas. I think they're dumb. I don't think we should let anybody in at this time. I don't think anybody should be coming. I think we should cancel flights. You want to tour? Nope. Tourism shut off, especially from Canada. We should lock that border down before we lock the Mexico one down. And I live near Canada. Like, that's legit. Lock that one up. So, guys, I'm not on Alex Jones' side, except for when I'm trying to sell Ultimate CMOS through my affiliate program. Anyway, let's move on. Guys, I told you I had a lot to go through. We're just plowing right through these left and right. All right, so last thing I want to talk about is, so the Democrats, you think the MAGA side's on fire, and it's been sucking up all the oxygen in the media spheres. It's been sucking all the oxygen up. And while it's sucking all the media oxygen up on this MAGA thing and these terrorist attacks starting this 2024 off on a positive note, the left side has already gone way left into crazy. We've already steered the ship. They're like, Kamala lost and no one understands why. And they've steered the ship off into crazy land. Now they've got their blue anon thing going on, and I thought I would just bring this to you just so you can know that, look, we're all the same. We're all basically the same. We got crazies on every side. But anyway, the left is has got some cool stuff going on. So their assumption is, oh, that was the other thing. I forgot to bring up the topic. Judge Mershon. Anyway, he's sentencing Trump. This came out recently, sentencing Trump on January 10th. Now, is he going to sentence him to prison? The incoming president of the United States? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Probably not going to happen. But this does leave a lot of people speculating on what's about to happen. And what it also does is it fires up the blue anon base. Now, what do I say blue anon? It's QAnon, but for the left. Fires them up because their assumption is Kamala is actually going to take the presidency. No joke, guys. They're just taking the Trump playbook, 2020 playbook, and they're just playing it on the Democrat side. So check this out. I got two videos for you I want to watch real quick. We're going to speed through them. Check this out. This is a TikToker. I don't know if she's famous or not. Obviously more famous than I am, unless you guys over on TikTok start freaking subscribing, liking, subscribing. If you're watching this right now and you got a TikTok, go find tiktok.com/pardonwill. Click that like button. Like 6 people over there like me. Then post some videos left and right. I'm not twerking in them, so obviously I'm not getting much followers, but funny stuff like this, that's on there. Go like and subscribe. Anyway, this TikToker's got something to say. Figure you guys should know about this in case.
I am shook, shaken, and stirred right now. I had to get out of bed. Did y'all see Kamala Harris's end of the year / New Year post? Why was it? What? There has to be a reason it was that extra, because that was unnecessary. I feel like this is there. It's coded. It's coded. I don't know what it means, but it means something. She's not going anywhere. I think that's very clear from this video. She ain't going nowhere. Also,
guys, I'm going to pause it. I think that's the Democrats summed up. I don't know what it means, but it means something. Democrats. Yep, that would be. I'm not even the Democrat, but that does sound like something old Corville would say. I don't know what it means, but it means something, right? Guys, it means something, doesn't it? Dude, I watched 2020. All the Trumpers do the same thing. The Leviathan. We've got something that come out. You guys remember when Trump? Oh, this is just fair because you guys know I like to pick on the Democrats. One of my favorite moments of 2020, my favorite friggin' moments of all time, is when Trump and Giuliani, maybe it was just Giuliani, did a press conference right after J6, and they did it in front of the Four Seasons. Oh, no, not the Four Seasons Hotel, the Four Seasons landscaping business. Then I was like, okay, that had to have been a mistake. But then you find out that landscaping business actually did donate to Trump's side. Like, wait. And then I was like, all right, now Trump might be a genius. He made you think that it was a mistake. It was supposed to be the Four Seasons Hotel. But really what he was doing is trying to bring awareness to this landscaping business that donated to Trump to up their advertising. It's a win-win for everybody. And I'm still talking about it 4 years later. One of the greatest Trump moves of all time. And I bet that Four Seasons landscape business is rolling in it. Either way, let's continue on. Same vibe.
Also, another reason why I think this video is important is that Biden is not featured at all. Not even one frame. I feel like that's strange. I feel like that's a little strange. Remember, the things that she keeps repeating. We are not going to throw up our hands. We're going to roll up our sleeves. It's time to get to work.
Guys, oh God, I friggin' love it. Guys, I friggin' love it. I don't know what this TikToker means, but it means something. That should be a Democrat tattoo. That should be like the new thing. I don't know. That should be the slogan. I don't know what it means, but it means something. No joke. I don't think Democrats know what anything means, but I am happy that they're aware that some things do mean something. So this is the new thing. Kamala's not going anywhere. Joe Biden, I'm glad they're finally realizing Joe Biden disappeared, because you're just now realizing that he's nowhere to be found. That's just now happening. You guys are just now picking up on the fact that Joe Biden's been gone since the debate he had with Trump. I don't know what that means, but it probably means he might not be with us anymore. I have no idea. But Biden's not anywhere to be found because he's a million years old. He's probably hanging out with James Carville and trying to figure out how they could lie harder. I don't know. Either way, they think it's going to be Kamala in. Merchant's going to lock Trump up. Kamala's going to be president for the next 4 years, and they are ready for it. And they already are preparing for J6. And I'm not saying Democrats J6. They think J6 2.0 on the Trump side, because they're going to lock Trump up. Kamala's going to be announced president because the 14th Amendment or whatever. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Anyway, I got another video. Let's watch this real quick, and he'll explain all. This guy will explain everything. So she didn't know what it means, but it means something, and this is what it means. Democrats answering Democrats. It's Democrat on Democrat
Trump
Prime.
coming out and calling for a rally with his supporters January 19th, one day before the inauguration. Why would you need to do that the day before you are supposedly being inaugurated the 47th president? He wants those people here in town for when it becomes even more evident than it already is that under 14th Amendment Section 3, he cannot be sworn in. He's done. He knows it. He's known it for a while. Only thing is, they're ready for you this time, dude.
Why would Trump think that he's going to not be president? Why would he have people come the day before? Guys, I can't do it. This guy is awesome. This guy might be my spirit animal. I love it. So that's the thing now, guys. Trump is going to get locked up, or he assumes that he's not going to be able to be president, which, to be honest, at this point, they might be all right. They might have had a more on spot than old Trump. So basically, they believe the same thing that Trump was always talking about. They don't want me in. They're going to do whatever they can to keep me out. Now, even the Democrats are coming up and be like, we're going to do everything we can to keep him out, and he's going to be mad about it. They're prepping for it. They're basically saying all the Trumpers are going to J6 it again, but on Inauguration Day, because something's going to happen and Trump's not going to be allowed to be president. Guys, 2025 is starting off with a bang, and it's all uphill from here, or downhill, depending on how you look at it. Downhill in circumstance, probably uphill if you have to work for it. Again, that's a stupid saying, because if it's downhill, it's easier to go downhill than it is uphill. So it seems like if it was all uphill from here, that'd be worse. Anyway, this is the stupidest thing to end this podcast on. Partner Live, guys, 8:30. I did not phone this one in. I had tons of clips. We went long. I left this guy's face up for longer than I should, just because I want you to soak all of that blue and on in. Just so you know, the Democrats are planning for J6 2.0 because Trump's not going to be in. MAGA is going to continue to fight God. I guarantee there's going to be something that pops up this week. Elon's going to do something. And it's gonna be another Twitterverse. And then I tell you what, in a week after that, no one's going to care. Because that's how this cycle. I thought the election year was like that, which it was. Every time something happened, no one cared the week. Dude, Trump got shot at and took a bullet in the ear, and then people were like on to the next thing. 2 seconds later. Oh, one last thing about this terrorist stuff. I know that's going to stick around for a while because news things keep coming out. The guy sent emails. The guy had an illegitimate son, or the guy in the front seat wasn't there, or he was alive when the explosion went off, but he was also supposed to have shot himself with a Desert Eagle. All of these things, nothing. His passport survived, just like the guys on 9/11. Like, how is that possible? All of this stuff, guys, all of this stuff do not get wrapped up in it. Is it a psyop? I don't it's all psyops now, guys. It's all everything's a friggin' psyop if you look at it from the right angle. So here's my point. I already didn't believe anything I got from this thing because of all of that time when that Crooks guy took a shot at Trump, and we still don't know anything about him. Nothing. Friggin' nothing. They went through the New Orleans guy's apartment with a news camera. We didn't even get that with the Crooks kid. We didn't get we got nothing. And then once I realized, we're not going to, and every time something did come out, it seems like it wasn't supposed to, but like, oh my God, he's flying drones. How come no one's talking about this? And they were like, we're not going to talk about it. Makes me wonder if this whole Tesla thing, nobody's going to talk about it anymore. I mean, all the I'm going to talk about it. Your alternative medias, all you fans out there with podcasts, you guys are probably going to talk about it because you care about truth. But what I'm saying is, if you didn't get anything from the Crooks kid, what's the chances we're going to get anything from this Tesla? So I know I sound pessimistic, and I know I'm like, 2025 is going to be a crap show. It's not. It's going to be great. We're going to have it's going to be huge. It's going to be good. But I have a hard time having my hopes high when it comes to these psyops. Like we're going to get anything out of them. So I take everything with a grain of salt. Everything with a tiny little bit of grain of salt. Did the Tesla thing actually happen? Yeah, I'm going to go with, I think a Tesla blew up in front of the Trump hotel. But that's as far as what I know. And that's as far as what I'm going to believe. And then I'll let you guys decide. You're an individual. You get to assume whatever you want to assume and do whatever you want. And we're going to have a great year. We're going to have a great time. Guys, thanks for tuning in to the Parnell Live. I've got a bunch of other stuff coming up this year. It's not just 8:30 is on Sundays. Going to be doing a bunch of other live stream stuff. I'll talk to you more about that as the month goes along, as I'm preparing to set that up. But definitely tune in, like, subscribe, whatever you're doing or whatever you're watching this on. You jabronis, go over to TikTok. Show me some love on the TikToks. And old Rumble. Rumble is, or look, be honest, I don't know who goes to Rumble, but if you're over there, like it, subscribe on the Rumble thing too. I'm either way, I'm there. I'm everywhere. I'm friggin' everywhere. For 2025, we're gonna have a good time, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic week. Again, don't fall for the psyops. Don't even pretend to fall for the psyops. Don't psyop your friends into thinking that psyops are psyoping. That's how this past week felt. The entire week was a psyop. Did we even live the week? Your whole entire week was a psyop. That's how we got from it. So I want you to stay positive. I want you to not just stay positive. I want you to stay H1-Be positive throughout this week. God bless.